Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Yeah, one of those videos again. It's like, hey, I can't upset this apple cart. She's just too cute. I know she's been a real big cuddle bug here lately. So, anywho, yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you guys again this morning. Been moving along, getting back in the swing of things with my project, so that's good. Um, it's coming along. I'm quite proud of it and everything. Uh, I don't know if you all I also wanted to talk to you all about what's going on here in this area. Wow. I don't know if you all have had a chance to see the video I recorded last night. Well, actually, um, excuse me. Oh, there she goes. Just after, actually, yesterday afternoon, not just after, but yesterday afternoon, wind started picking up a little bit, and some more of that smoke smell was coming in. And last night, while I was working, winds picked up really good, and I actually wound up in Northtown. Um, and Wow, the smoke was just horrendous. I mean, really terrible. Um, I did do a little bit of research yesterday to find out, okay, what is going on? What is it with these fires? The smoke and so forth. And yeah, I was able to find a government map that shows, where different fires are. There is one that's about southeast of here, a little one in the area of Dolan Springs, which is on the way out to Kingman in Arizona, which it's about an hour and a half away, something like that. Um, so yeah, there's one that's out there, and then there's some more that are still southeast of there in Arizona. Um, well, actually, Dolan Springs is in Arizona too. But anyway, anyway southeast of there. Still, there's like a two or three little ones still out there. But there's also up in the northwest part of the state, up by Reno. I think it's like northwest of Reno or something like that. They're dealing with some fires up there. And also, I kept hearing on the news last night. I listened to the oldie station anytime I'm in my car, for the most part. I mean, I have some other stations too that I have bookmarked or whatever you call it. But mostly I listen to the oldie station and 1023. And at the top of the hour of each of, yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. I'm a little tired. I woke up this morning feeling like I got hit by a truck. It's like, wow. But anyway, yeah, at the top of the hour with that radio station, they do like a little news segment. It winds up being the same news over and over and over again for the most part until I get updated news. Um, but um, but yeah, they were saying that I guess the biggest fire that is happening in the country right now is on the Oregon and Idaho border, and it's well over 300,000 acres. I think they said it was like 385,000 acres or something like that, and it's not contained. I'm like, whoa. So yeah, that is huge. And I was thinking, especially since um, with what I was experiencing last night, I mean, because I mean, it was just horrid with the smoke. I mean, I could barely breathe, and I kept wearing my mask and everything. But oh my gosh, I mean, it was just terrible, and you could tell it was forest fire, most definitely. And I was thinking, especially with it being up there and so forth, maybe we were getting backlash from that. I realize it's a distance, but it wouldn't be too uncommon. And I also know that there's also fires, and I noticed that there's fires outside LA also. I saw on that map. So yeah, we're kind of surrounded. Oh, excuse me, by forest fires. It's like, oh my gosh, no wonder I'm having so many issues. Um, but yeah, but then, and on my way home, and that's when I recorded the video. I finally just got to a point. I'm like, I'm done. I can't deal with this anymore. I need some to go home and see about clearing out my lungs and so forth. And had thought about grabbing my big face mask with me. I bought it because a few years ago, because I was cleaning out a mold situation in a house I was living in. It wasn't my house. Um, um, but yeah, they had a mold situation. I was just like, yeah, I can help you out with that and everything. I know what to do, but I went ahead and bought one of those big face masks to protect myself. So anyway, yeah, I seriously considered grabbing that before I left the house, and boom, of course, Miss Absent Minded here forgot. So yeah, I just wanted to go home, and I hopped on the 15 heading southbound, and that's when I saw um, downtown Fremont Street, Old Vegas. Wow, I mean, it was just nasty. The buildings were just covered, just surrounded by all that smoke. I mean, it was just horrid. And that's when I decided to break out my camera. I was just going to try and just take a picture, but I'm like, no, that's not going to do it justice. Even though I couldn't really see, because I'm paying more attention to driving and everything, I'm like, no, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to just do a video. And yeah, I did some over talking and so forth with it. And you'll see this. I got down all. I think I stopped it once I got down to the Cosmo. Um, but yeah, it. I will admit, with the strip, it wasn't as bad. Which is weird because it's like, it was like downtown and north, horrible. And I did when I got home. That was what was weird, because I live on the south side of the valley, and what was weird is that um, yeah, you could smell it, but it wasn't nearly as bad as what it was up in Northtown. Up in Northtown, like the downtown and north, it was about 100 times worse than what it is down here. I'm like, this is wild. So that's another reason why I was thinking, well, maybe, we're getting that backlash from the fires burning from up north. Excuse me. And for some reason, I guess downtown area is acting like a buffer or something. I'm not too sure. But then this morning, I saw on the local I followed the local office for the National Weather Service here on both my personal account and my the blog account on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it. Uh, I know, but anyway, not a whole nother topic. But anyway, yeah, they posted a map and of course a post, written post about it. This is actually coming from California. I don't remember the names of the fires or whatever. If you're interested, you can either head over to my personal Twitter account is wide open. I don't have privacy settings on that, so you can go over to there or to the blog account, or you can just do a Twitter search, Twitter/X search for at NWS Vegas. Is it NWS Vegas or NWS Las Vegas? I don't know. But anyway, one of the two. And you could see about seeing it. They've posted a few things too since then. But yeah, you'll be able to check it out and so forth, and see um, uh, what the at least find out what the names of the fires are. I don't remember. It's insignificant as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I mean, I even stopped off at In and Out on my way home, grabbed myself something to eat, nighttime meal, but I also grabbed a chocolate shake because my throat was just burning. My eyes were burning, my throat was burning, and I'm just like, I just wanted something cool and so forth, out it being soda or whatever. I'm not really a soda, not much of a soda drinker anymore. But yeah, I just wanted a chocolate shake so bad. And but I mean, I don't live too far from that particular In and Out, and I had it gone before I even got home. I mean, my throat was just that bad. Oh man, it was just horrible. And then when I get home, and I'm just like, what the heck? There's nothing. There's hardly anything around here. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been killing myself up there this whole time. And yeah, when I got home and I finally started getting some more of that fresh air in and everything, oh, I was just coughing. Um, Smoke up from my lungs, gunk, and so oh, it was horrible. But I've still it was a little bit stuffy and everything. But it was like I said, my eyes. I happened to see my eyes. One of the first things I usually do when I get home, especially after touching soda cups and bags and so forth. It's like my hands are just blech. Even though I will disinfect, with hand sanitizer out the time, you get that stickiness and so forth, and it's like, oh, I just want to wash my hands. Very first thing I do when I get home. So I was doing that, and I happened to catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and my eyes were just bloodshot. I mean, it was just that horrible. But yeah, even an hour later, it was like my eyes were still burning, my throat was still icky, my nose was burning, and I was kind of stuffy, and I was just like, oh, I just want to do the nasal spray so bad. I couldn't take another pill because my pills are 24 hours. But I wanted to do a nasal spray so bad, but I'm just like, no, not a good idea because it can have a tendency to burn my nose a little bit anyway. And then if I'm doing that stuff and then combined with my nose already burning, it's like, yeah, no, I'm good. So I waited to do it this morning, but I did pop some ibuprofen in last night because I sort of figured that I would probably have some heavy chest and some chest pains, and I was already starting with chest pains last night with trying to just breathe and while at the same time working, you know. And of course, I drive a manual transmission with an hydraulic clutch, so that makes it yeah, it's a bit of a tight clutch in her. Um, but I still enjoy driving her. But yeah, it was. And then I've seen that post this morning, and I'm just like, that really threw me for a loop. I was like, what? How in the world is that happening? It's like the only thing I could figure out is maybe we've been the mountains down. I mean, we're surrounded by mountains here. It's like I always tell people, we live in a bowl. Vegas isn't a bowl. The valley, the whole metropolitan area, not just Vegas, but for those of you who don't know, Vegas is what is considered to be Vegas. Basically, Vegas is surrounded by mountains, and what's down here in the valley is actually three cities. You got Vegas, North Las Vegas, which everybody refers to as Northtown, and then Henderson. We're not going to go into the nickname for Henderson. I find that very offensive. But anyway, and it's mostly people in Summerlin who use that nickname anyway. They're because they're jealous. That's the way I look at it. Hey, ain't my fault that you all are nothing but a big suburb of LA. Anyway, That's how it seems like most people who move up here from, well, Vegas has always been basically a burb of LA. And that's how it's been. And then it all started, well, basically from its inception. It was a stopover. Vegas was a stopover for people making their way to LA. Okay. And then when Bugsy Siegel came in, yeah, I mean, there were things that happened before and so forth. But really, when Bugsy came in, and he's the one, of course, who started in, with the more resorts instead of hotels and so forth, with the building of the Flamingo and everything. One of the ways that he promoted, even before completing the Flamingo, is by going down to his LA, basically Beverly Hills home, and hobnobbing with all of his high profile friends and so forth, and promoting. Okay, so and especially after the war happened, and of course Hoover Dam and so on and so forth, people, and of course we had the depression and everything. I realized that happened before, but anyway, my point is, definitely after the war, of course, Vegas really became that tourism magnet. And of course we started getting into influxes from people moving here from LA, or coming here from LA, and then of course moving here. So in many ways, I hate to say it, especially with the amount of California plates that you see here, most of them being from LA. That's why a lot of us refer to Vegas as being basically nothing more than a suburb of LA. Okay, but I have found over the years, especially in more recent years, a lot of those people, they're settling up in Summerlin. Summerlin is actually a I guess a burb of Vegas proper, of the actual city of Las Vegas, and not Clark County. Another topic. I know it's the government jurisdictions here can be very confusing. I'm still learning it after 20 years. But anyway, yeah, Summerlin is basically Las Vegas, city of Las Vegas jurisdiction. So yeah, and there's the and a lot of those people, especially the yuppies, wind up there. Okay, so that's why I say that. So anyway, and there's a lot of uh, I guess you could say perspectives from the people who live in Summerlin with regards to how they view Henderson, which I don't understand, because you've got actually a lot more wealthy and more well-known people who live in Henderson than what even lives in Summerlin. So, I mean, yeah, you have a lot of that element up there, but you have even more in Henderson. So I just don't understand it. But anyway, uh, don't ask. So anyway, that's just my opinion. Um, so I don't care what people think. Um, so anyway, um, back on topic. So yeah, this morning waking up, I felt like I had been hit by a truck. It was just like, wow, body was aching head to toe and so forth. So um, a little bit tired and everything, and I definitely got the nasal spray going. So that definitely helped with clearing up congestion and so forth until I can take my pill. It's going to be very interesting trying to work tonight, because they're expecting it to um, be coming back in again. So we'll see what happens. So I just hope that everybody is safe. I have heard with all these fires, of course, that there's been a lot of property damage and so forth. I am not hearing of any fatalities. I know that there's mandatory evacuations that are happening and so forth. And I just hope that all these people are able to stay safe, and are able to find help. That's the big thing, and not even so much. I mean, yeah, find accommodations, but are able to find help. I haven't heard of any uh, helplines or anything just yet. If I do hear anything, I will definitely pop up here and pass along that information. So if you want to see about helping, monetary donations, food, clothing, so on and so forth, you could see about doing that if I hear of anything. But I haven't heard of anything just yet. But if I do, I'll pass that along to everybody. Um, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, it's like I said in that video, if you don't have a reason to be coming here, I wouldn't recommend it right now. Especially with everything going on and so forth, I really wouldn't recommend it. I don't think that there was much in the way of people going out and partying or enjoying themselves or anything last night. I was going down the freeway. There's the Hustler strip club you can see from the freeway, and I just happened to look over in that direction, and the cab stand was a mile long, filled with cabs. And it's like, yeah, that shouldn't be, especially on a Friday night. Mm-mm. So that tells me. And I didn't really see much movement happening downtown at that time. I mean, downtown is like the one of the places to be, aside from the clubs on the strip, of course. But yeah, I felt like it was just quiet, But a lot of people like going downtown, because it's not the stuffiness, it isn't the club atmosphere. It's more casual, laid back. You can dress however you want for the most part. Okay. I'm talking about casual clothing instead of having to be in club wear. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I realize this is Vegas, but they do have certain standards. Okay. Kind of. It's one of the things I love about this town. I got to admit. And I've seen some crazy shit, but I love it. So, anyway. um, But my point is that, a lot of people like going downtown, because it is a little bit of a freer atmosphere. You got the free live entertainment, with the stages, and the performers and so forth. I didn't get any of that vibe, even though I didn't go downtown at all. Just passing by, I just could feel that the energy was definitely different. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think too many people. Yeah, no matter what, you're gonna have the diehards, but as far as I think a lot of people stayed home. Excuse me, Les. I know my chest is still very congested, and it's kind of seizing up on me right now. Oh boy. But anywho, um, so yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys, what's going on here and so forth, and pass along all of this info that I have found out with finally finding out what has been going on here. Yeah. Okay. So why I keep smelling all this smoke smell and having difficulties breathing. So anyway, um, oh shoot. I know there's some other things that I was gonna maybe see about clarifying or whatever with things that I had said maybe yesterday or whatever. But I can't remember at this point. I don't think it's that terribly important. Oh, that was a thing. One of the things I was gonna talk to you all about with this COVID situation. Passing along that info. The reason why I'm stressing caution with it is because we have it was either I also had read in that article I came across yesterday, um, um, or I should say it came across my feed, is that we have is either 3 or 4 new virulent strains, and of course, um, they're not included in the new vaccine. So even if you've been keeping up with your vaccinations, your COVID vaccinations, these are 3 new strains. And of course, they got to, develop the new vaccines, basically the boosters and everything. I think it's going to be a lifelong thing until, oops, there she is. This one here is my baby. Yeah, I keep her close to my heart all the time. So anyway, I did have it on a separate chain, but the chain broke, so I keep it on this one. So anyway, yeah, I um, wanted to pass that along to because I know a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I got my vaccine, or look, you dumb lady, go and get your vaccine or whatever, and it's like, well, guess what? What's going around right now, and that was something else that they had said too in the article, is the fact that, unlike influenza, which summer heat kills, COVID actually thrives in summer heat. And then, of course, with all of the tourism, people being on vacation during the summer months, especially families, because, of course, kids are out of school and so forth. And then this is also time of year where some European countries, that it's actually required that people have to take 3 weeks off from work, so they have to use up that time and so forth. That's what I've been told by several European visitors, anyway, from various countries. Um, so yeah, of course, in this time of year, at least here in Vegas, we see our international numbers climb quite a bit. So we're getting in those influxes of visitors this time of year. So yeah, and it's just something to keep in mind as you're making your vacation plans too. And especially since we have three new strands, and of course they're not in the boosters yet and so forth. So, just be cautious. That's all I'm trying to stress here. Okay. So, and no matter what, I don't care. I'm going to continue to wear my mask, and if you want to wear a mask, don't let anybody sway you. Or if you are like, well, maybe I should, but oh, I'm concerned about what people are going to say, da 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 da. You know what? Screw them. This is about you, not them. If they have issues with it, then they need to go and deal with their own issues. You're there to protect yourself. Are they actually trying to protect you? No, they're not. They're not. They are there to protect themselves, and all that they're trying to protect is their own egos. Don't let their negativity, their toxicity run your life. And that's good advice with any situation that you may be in. Okay? So, just say, oh, thank you for the advice. I'll take it into consideration. Or you can just do what I do and be a little Miss Badass and say, fuck you. This is about me. It's like I always tell people, especially when they would start in on me when I was doing the ride sharing, they'd be like, "Why are you wearing a mask still? When you should," I'd hear it all the time, especially when they're drunk. They're belligerent drunks, basically, and I'd be like, "Look, I'm wearing this to protect me." Well, don't I count? Well, then you can wear a mask, then can't you? Duh. And I just tell them right out, if it bothers you, there's a door. You can leave. I can cancel this ride right now. And sometimes I did. And I kick them out because I'm like, I'm not going to deal with it. Find your own ride. I even did it in the middle of the road. I didn't care. I'm like, nope. Bye. Because I mean, it's, I realize that sounds cruel and everything. But at the same point, if they're being that belligerent at this point over a face mask, what are they possibly going to do further along into the ride, especially when I refuse to take it off? And sometimes that would happen. They wouldn't necessarily get physical, but it could be. Do you really want to deal with that? No. There's the door. Get out. So I've been in the transportation industry here for 13 years. I've seen it all. I've dealt with it all. I know better. There's the door. Use your judgment. Stand strong against these sorts of people. Okay? All right. Good advice for any part of your life. All right. Okay. Love you all. Maybe tomorrow I'll actually do my hair for you. I don't know. I think some people actually like seeing me like this. I find I do my kind of my best thinking first thing in the morning. What the heck? Yeah, I can even see some of my grays here. See what you all have done? Giving me gray hair. I'm kidding. Oh my gosh. I love you all. I really do. I'll talk to you all soon.